All right, this is maybe one of the most ridiculous videos I have ever recorded. So today we are checking out 4 of the most hyped upcoming SB dunks to drop later this year, and we have a ton of different details on every single pair. First of all, I want to shout out Giancarlo Blazoneri, my good friend, for sending me over the tight boots, the Born and Raised, and the Aprils. If you want to pick up pairs just like this, check out his Whatnot live streams. Last night he had over 1,000 people on there. He was giving away off-whites. He was doing 10-second auctions starting at $1. So for all the craziest shoes, you can check them out there. And then I picked up these Crenshaw from Sunset Sneakers, shout out to them. But we got a ton of crazy early pairs. Let's just get right into it. So I think we start off with maybe my favorite out of this whole bunch is the Tight Booth SB Dunk Low. Now, I didn't know anything about Tight Booth at all until I started researching these. I just remember seeing leaked images of these and thinking, this is maybe the coolest SB I've ever seen. Black and white, some of the major colors that I wear on shoes daily with the combination of orange on that inside. I mean, this is just a perfect shoe in my opinion. So let's just go from the back to the front and talk about all the details on these, because there are some crazy hidden features that you probably don't even know about. Now on the back you can see the Nike logo, which is pretty typical, but this time it is a reflective material, so you can get a little shine on there when you take a flash picture, and that is continued on the swoosh, which is reflective as well. Now you can also see this black material is a pretty hairy suede, which I think looks pretty good next to this kind of vinyl leather with these lines in it that almost make it look like sheet metal. Now besides that, you get the black midsole with the white outsole. It's kind of a weird color combination, but I think it just works with this dunk for some reason. Now the first hint of orange that you get is that Tight Booth logo on the side. There's a little flap here that makes it look kind of like an off-white design. You also get that pop of orange with the Nike SB on the bottom. Looking on the inside, you get a really nice cloth material on the inside. That's something I want to prop Nike on, as they've really been upgrading the inside sock liner material. Like these, it's really soft, it's sturdy, it's a good material. The Haritos that I just wear tested, it was same deal, it's a really good material. Looking on the inside, you get that orange pop again on the inside of the tongue with Tight Booth on the inside tongue tag. You also get some extra laces. These come stock with the white, but you also get an orange and a black with Tight Booth on the lace-it. And these insoles, you get that bright orange insole. One says Nike SB, the other one says Tight Booth. A little history on Tight Booth: it is a Japanese label founded by this guy, and his whole vision was to reinvent the dunk by using a different mix of materials and textures and kind of combining them all into one. And you really can see that throughout the entire dunk. Now continuing on this deep dive, we can see the dotted design on the tongue with that Tight Booth branding again, and that is on both of them. You can also see that Nike SB Dunk Low Pro on it. Like I said, these do come with the white laces. I think this is the best look. The orange might be a little much, but it could look cool. Now that side paneling as well as that toe box is suede again, so it's continuing on the back, but it's not the hairy suede that you see on the back. It's more of a lighter, thinner suede. Overall, these are one of my favorite dunks. We don't have a confirmed release date yet. They're supposed to be coming out later this year, but we really don't know. I definitely need to get a pair of these. These are not my size, so when these drop, definitely go for an 11 because I'm going to be wanting a pair. All right, let's go on to the next one. I say we talk about the Born and Raised, one of the most talked about dunks over the last couple of weeks because of the tragic passing of Chris Spanto, one of the co-founders of Born and Raised LA. He died tragically in a car crash. Rest in peace to him. Now, because that happened about 2 weeks before these were supposed to drop, Nike postponed or effectively canceled this release. Now, we've had various news sources talking about how they might release, how they're canceled, how they're postponed. As of now, they're supposed to be releasing later this year, but that might change. Now, a little history on Born and Raised. They were founded in LA in 2013, and they wanted to give back to the community one block at a time, and they absolutely knocked this dunk out of the park because there's some incredible details. I've talked about how there might be too many details because they just put everything into this dunk that they possibly could. Now starting at the back, you can see it says Born or it says Nike. It's a reflective material that when you look at it differently, it's kind of changing, and that same kind of crazy reflective material is on the swoosh on the inside and the outside. It's super prominent. It's definitely raised up quite a bit, so you're not going to be missing the swoosh at all. Now besides that, you you get that white leather paneling, as well as a super nice thin suede on the side paneling with this logo on the back of it. And then on the back, you get on the turf with the Nike logo. One of my favorite designs that they put on these are these little diamond prints that they put all throughout the shoe. They put it on the top of the lace loops here, as well as on the toe box. I think it's just something different than the regular dot design, and it kind of adds a pop and a flair that you wouldn't normally see. Now, like I said on the tight boots, these have an incredibly nice inside sock liner. This time it's a really thin suede, but it's super plush, and it's got a lot of thickness to it where it's gonna be really comfortable. You can see on the inside tongue tag, it also says on the turf again with a little tiny little Nike SB logo with Born on it, which just the attention to detail is so cool. You also get extra laces. These are laced up with the blue, but you're gonna get a white, thinner white with In the Loving Memory, as well as some pink laces. If I had to choose, I would probably go with the blue or the regular white. Now looking on that side, that same material is continued, as well as on the front of the toe boxes, you get one block at a time, which is a really cool little hidden detail that when you're looking and you're stepping forward, you're going one block at a time, which I think is just a cool little accent. Now looking at the outsole, you get this blue translucent outsole with a pink little hint of Nike SB there, as well as Born SB underneath. Overall, these are one of the better dunks of the year. I definitely want to get a pair of these. Unfortunately, the resale prices are well over $1,000 right now because of the passing of Chris Spanto. So hopefully these do release and that resale price comes down so I can pick up a pair. All right, now on to one of my other favorites coming out this year. These are the April SB Dunk Lows. Now I didn't know anything about April skateboard, same with Tight Booth and Born and Raised, and that's one of the cool things about the SB history is they always incorporate a smaller company or a smaller brand you might not know about and create a really cool storyline to go along with the shoe, and that's really what creates Nike SB itself. Now, April Skateboards is actually an Australian company founded by the legendary skateboarder Shane O'Neill. Now, these remind me a ton of the turbo green Jordan 1s that were super hyped over COVID. It was one of the first Jordan 1s that kind of set off the Jordan hype over the last couple of years. Now, these have a ton of crazy materials just like these other ones. Let's start at the back. We can see that chrome Nike on the back, which it just provides an extra pop against this kind of neutral tone here. You also get this crazy mesh design on the back paneling as well as on the side paneling, but it is not continued on the toe box where you get a really plush, thick, tumbled leather. Now looking on the back again, we can see April pressed into that suede, as well as a giant chrome swoosh that's not pushed all the way to the back, so it's kind of just stuck on there, which I think looks really cool. Again, on that inside material, this time we get the same material as the Tight Boost. It's a good little cloth that's very plush, comfortable. We also get some crazy insoles on these, nothing unique on the inside of the tongue tag. On the outside of the tongue tag, we get a really kind of slippery material. It's like a thin plastic was put over a perforated mesh. It's hard to explain the material, but I really like it. And then we also get that same toe box leather is on the tongue tag where it says Nike SB Dunk Low Pro. Now these come with white laces. I don't think you get any extra laces, so that's kind of a bummer. And one big feature about these is there's actually a giant rose underneath that translucent sole, and this has been rumored to cause some production issues. Now these are expected to release later this year, although we really don't know a set confirmed date, so just be on the lookout for that. Overall, I love these. These are really cool, really low key. We're getting a ton of different color and storylines with these, and that's why this video is so excited to film, because there's just a ton of cool features about all of these. Now on to the last pair that I actually already own. Shout out to Sunset Sneakers for hooking me up with these. These are the Crenshaw Skate Club SB Dunk Lows. Now Crenshaw Skate Club was founded by the young founder Tobias McIntosh, and he was trying to create community and unity inside of a city that he grew up in, and these just speak that message. So now looking on this shoe, there's a ton of little details that you might not even know about unless you read the backstory on these, so it's kind of cool. Looking on the back, we get Nike with this cracked leather that's very similar to the Lost and Found uppers, and that is continued on the swoosh on the inside, and the out, it's a light blue. It's a really cool color in person. And then on the other one, we get CSC, which stands for Crenshaw Skate Club. You can also see we get this thin suede on the back paneling, as well as this cracked leather of a maroon and like a dark green with a couple of logos here. I'm not sure what those exactly are. Looking on that inside material, maybe one of my favorite things about these new SBs, it is a thin suede, which is very similar to other dunks that have come out this year. I love the material. It's very comfortable. Looking on the inside, we can see CSC was with some illustrations, and these illustrations were actually reminiscent of the daycare that he used to go to as a kid. And then underneath the tag, you can see "We are the one." So just hidden details that if you're not looking, you would totally miss them. And then the other one, we can see Crenshaw Skate Club, and we can see "We've been waiting for." Now these do come with some extra laces. You get a maroon set of laces as well as these green. And speaking about extras, you actually get an extra pair of insoles that you can interchange with these red ones in here, so you can kind of pick what you want to wear. Now continuing to look at the shoe here, you can see that side paneling is continuing all the way up on the toe box where you get that same suede. The midsole has that maroon stitching as well as that sail midsole. And maybe my favorite part, translucent outsole. Again, we get those same illustrations, and if you look closely, you can see palm trees, clouds, and the palm trees are underneath while the clouds are painted on top. And you can see those same children underneath that are actually have CFC shirts on, which stands for Crenshaw Skate Club. So just extra detail. Overall, these are some of my favorites. I'm gonna be wearing these to Minneapolis Sneaker Con, so if you wanna check these out and you're gonna be there, I'm gonna be having them on feet. But overall, this has just been a super fun video. I'm very excited for these to release. Out of all these, I think the ones that I wanna pick up the most, besides the Crenshaws, are definitely the tight boost, just because of the color combination, everything about it. I have an all white setup. Like, I like white and black, and then orange is one of my favorite colors as well as an accent color. These are definitely one of my favorites. And then it's a toss up between these two, but honestly, I need these all in the collection. So shout out again, Giancarlo. I appreciate it for helping me out get these over for the review. And if you want to check out photos of these, I posted them all over my Instagram, so you can go check out all those. But that'll do it. Thank you for watching. We got a ton of other early sneaker reviews coming soon, so definitely be on the lookout and drop a sub if you're interested. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.